Chaos Cubed has me conflicted. I don't think it's a bad drop. I think drops have been a mixed bag. There's some that I like, there's some that I don't. There's always generally at least one little thing that I don't like, but I think I'm looking forward to the next one, and Tiny Takeover was actually pretty good. But, okay, on paper, new cave biome is great. I mean, ever since I realized Minecraft wasn't going to go the direction of caves are influenced directly by the biome above them, I was like, okay, you know what, that's fair, that's unique. It leaves room open for cave biomes being more interesting ideas than underground jungle, underground desert, underground badlands, and, ideas that might not work on the surface as well. That's cool, more cave biomes like that, yeah. And I like the idea of reusing the idea of azalea trees with sulfur springs, marking where the caves are sometimes. I like where there's like a way to tell where you can go to find something else, a little correlation between one another. Or, I mean, I guess it's less of a correlation, more of just an indicator, but it's nice to have a sign sometimes. It makes you go like, oh, I can dig down here and there's a cave here. And hell, you know what? I even like the sulfur cube. In fact, I think a mob being useless, I say this in quotes, but being useless like that is great. It's in Minecraft spirit. There's a great video on, sulfur cubes by, oh my god, I forgot the channel name, but I'll put it right here. It's a good video. I'd love more mobs where they are what you make of them. It's cool to have a mob that just does something that has behaviors. I talk about pandas and foxes to my friends. I think they're cool. Like, foxes can eat any food you give them. That means they can eat chorus fruit, and they can teleport. I mean, that's not practical at all, but it's cool, and it's, dare I say, Minecrafty. You just kind of got to figure out how you want to use them to yourself. You see people making, like, transit lines powered with the new leads system and the sulfur cube iciness. I think that's fun. So, I don't dislike the block sets. I mean, maybe normal cinnabar kind of looks like meat, but whatever. It's nice. I can see myself building with these blocks. What is it that I'm exactly taking issue with? Well, is it the geysers? I mean, I do think it's kind of weird to tie geysers specifically to one biome and not even put them in, like, the nether or anything. But there is at least some way to tie them thematically, because places like Yellowstone are generally known to have geysers. But you know what doesn't make any thematic sense to tie to the biome? The sulfur cube. What is it? What does that have to do with sulfur? I don't get it. It feels like it's a marketability thing to me, like that they tied it to sulfur caves, like, okay, we need a theme, which, like, okay, I mean, obviously you'll tie the new mob to the new biome with the new blocks, and, what I'm getting at is, like, I know Mojang's kind of in a rough spot where, because of corporate development, they kind of have to get permission, so to speak, to add something, like, it should be relevant to other new features, so they're, not just doing a bundle of completely random things. They tend to tie ideas together, like wolf armor and armadillos, just kind of for the sake of convenient development efficiency and relevancy. Like, you're allowed to work on that because it's relevant now. I mean, I'm not a fan of randomly connecting stuff like that. It feels like if the Deep Dark was connected to, like, breeding mobs faster. Sulfur has very little to do with bounciness. Yes, there's rubber vulcanization related to sulfur, kind of. Sure, but, like, you know what, year ago we got Happy Gassed, and I think that was clever. It could have been like, oh, here's a new mob for you to ride on, but no, it expanded on gas. I think that's cool. Technically it is a new mob, but, it's also just kind of cheesy to me when everything new they add is in one concentrated area. It's the reason I'm iffy on updates like The Garden Awakens, and even Tricky Trials, as fun as it is. And I quite like updates like Spring to Life or Mounts of Mayhem that really add to parts of the game all over. I understand it may not be just, like, bundling together two ideas. It's also, Mojang likes taking normal ideas and putting weird, quirky twists on them. They don't want to just be a generic fantasy game like they, kind of used to be with zombies and skeletons. They go for unique solutions. We get bundles instead of backpacks. We get striders instead of obsidian boats, and I like those. Allays are basically their answer to item magnets, and I think that's cool. I think it might be cool to make a mob be the physics object in this game. It's fun to have a sports ball be from, like, a slime mob, but what about the slime? I think what the sulfur cube does could have been given to the slime. You could make it so that maybe you can craft a bucket of slime, and now you have a little physics toy that you can mess around with. Or maybe you could have something funny, like if you kill a slime with a shovel or shears, then you get a lobotomized slime, and, it's like a non-sentient slime you can play with. Look at this mock-up I made. It's a very, very simple data pack. It did take me some time. Whatever. Scoop the slime out of a slime, and boom, you have the slime cube toy. Slime cube. It's still a quirky, Mojang. Oh, you have to go find a glob of living slime creature, and then you scoop it out. That's cool, that's weird, that's fun. And you still get the physics ball. I think it kind of feels like a mangrove swamp situation, where we essentially got slimes, but if Mojang added them nowadays. Mangrove swamps to me feel like just better versions of swamps that now exist alongside swamps. I get that they're technically different biomes, but you understand what I mean, that it just feels like here's old content, here's new, better version of a very similar idea. And they're too close to each other. It's kind of why I don't like the idea of a soul dimension, because the nether feels so close to a soul dimension, but anyways. You could still have sulfur caves, but they could, focus on something else. The biome feels hardly related to sulfur at all. It's more of just yellow biome with hot springs and geysers, which I think adding more creeper spawns would be great. I just wish they experimented more with more mobs spawning differently in more biomes. I mean, yeah, we have less caves spawning less monsters because of the light, but I feel like creepers do kind of fit the theming of, like, geysers, because they're, like, explosive. That makes sense to me, right? You could even make it so that forests spawn spiders more, have sulfur caves spawn creepers more, have maybe dripstone caves spawn more skeletons, because then you get to go to areas like, if I want bones, then I can go to the biome that spawns more skeletons. If I want gunpowder, I can go to the biome that spawns more creepers. I don't know. I think the cave biome generates good, I think a cave biome in general is good, and I like a physics ball. I just don't really feel like it's all tied together. It's a nothing burger of a biome if you remove the sulfur cube, which I kind of would like them to remove the sulfur cube from the biome. And I really thought this drop would be the perfect opportunity for them to add some consistent way to get gunpowder, because I really like using TNT to gather resources, or at least I would if it wasn't a pain to get gunpowder without looting 3. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on this drop. If you want to hear my thoughts on more drops, or even just Minecraft in general, I mean, I'd be down. I have a lot to say on drops in general. I think my next Minecraft video might be talking about something a little different, though, but we'll see. I will, critique Minecraft without being informed and kind of just insult the devs, but I understand. I don't think they're bad at their job or lazy. They have a lot to appeal to. They have a lot that they're working under in terms of the corporate ladder and the corporate jungle of everything. But obviously you can still critique their decisions. I think there's so many different ways that they could be updating the game, and I'm impressed that they pick a direction at all. But